From the Fox 5 studios, this is the RebZone Sports Show. Sponsored by Hennessy Haight. Help is here.
Oh, we got a great show on tap tonight. The best coach in the Mountain West, Josh Pastner, joining us in studio.
Can you vote for, are you able to vote for Coach of the Year?
Yes, I am.
Okay, can you vote for me for all your votes? Yeah, if you say that, you got to vote for me. I'm giving you a hard time. But I will say that, Justin Hawkins, we're going to hear from later in the show, and during the interview, I can notice why now. Before he says, Coach, I need to go get a haircut. I was wondering why, but now I know why, because he looks very sharp. Yeah, he looked great, absolutely. So he had to get a haircut on that before the show, though. Yeah.
So we got 4 regular season games remaining. It is go time. We just watched a wild weekend in the Mountain West.
And you're right on that, Paloma. I mean, a couple things. You look at our next 4 games, all at Grand Canyon, Reno home, Utah State home, at San Diego State. Basically all 4 quad 1 opportunities. Yes, last night was a wild day in the Mountain West Conference. Everyone's beating each other up is what it is. This league has a lot of parity. And I've said this many times, it's a very good basketball league, very good coaches, good players. It's a physical and a tough league. Like when I was in the ACC, it was so much different where like it was very NBA-ish. Now, most of the teams had multiple pros and pros all over the place. But what it was, if you had a hand check, foul. Because it was just, they wanted everything about offense very similar to the NBA. This league reminds me of the old school Big East back in the day with the physicality and them allowing you to play in this league. And so, yes, it's a wide open race. I'm so excited for these next 4 opportunities because they're basically quad 1 opportunities. You can kind of get some momentum, great momentum going into the conference tournament. You're playing the best in the league. So 2 at home, 2 on the road, and it should be exciting with a lot of energy. So a lot to look forward to with that. I know we're going to get into our game from yesterday afternoon at Air Force and then talk later about, which I don't want to talk about, but we need to talk about the loss earlier to Colorado State, even though they went in and beat San Diego State. This is a good team as well, too. It's just the league is so much parity from top to bottom. It's a crazy league right now.
Like you mentioned, physical, tough, and it's all coming down to the
why I'm
wire.
always talking about physical, about toughness and grit and toughness. You've got to have that in this league. Look, I got to butter her up. She's a voter for Coach of the Year. You know what I mean? I got to get her to convince her to get my vote.
You have my vote. You have my vote.
We got to win games. In order to do that, we really got to win a lot of games. I know that as well, too.
Let's take a look at the highlights from yesterday's big win. The Runnin Rebels ready to jump back in the win column after falling to Colorado State 91-86 on Wednesday night. The ball is flying for the Falcons. Air Force jumps out in front 10-4 at the Academy. Tyron Jones starts melting the snow in the Springs. Jones from the corner. The Rebels steal the lead 15-10. Falcons still clawing. Tight ball game in the first half. Air Force back in front 27-25. How about a corner 3 from Walter Brown? The Rebels run into the locker room up 34-31 at halftime. Kamani Hamilton is putting on a basic training clinic at the Academy. Hamilton dropped the season high 27 points against the Falcons. And here comes the Mountain West Player of the Week, Gibbs-Lawhorn, pulling up for his first 3 of the game. UNLV picks up the pace in the second half and really starts hooping. The Rebels knock down 7 second-half threes and come home with a big victory. 91-66, 25-point win over the Falcons.
At first, we went out there and they was giving us, I guess their game plan was to give us a lot of open threes, a lot of shots, and Coach came in at halftime and was like, don't fall for the bait. We're good drivers, get in the paint and then settle for the kick-out threes. But, let's swing the ball around. And I think the second half we just did a good job of executing that. Oh, we're very hungry. Coach speaks on it a lot these last 4 games down the stretch. We got a lot of quad 1 opportunities. And, all year we've been the underdog. So I think we embrace that and we look forward to, showing people.
Coach Fleming Jr.
Yeah, well, and you had mentioned there about it was the first triple-double in 6 years in UNLV, since being back in UNLV, in UNLV, and this first one or the second one in like 26 years or something like that. So it's a great stat on that. Let me just say this. Look, you're playing Air Force. It's on the road.
It's tough.
Anything can happen. They play the Princeton style, the backdoor cutting. It's hard. I'm just telling you, road games are hard for crying out loud. And that first half, if it really wasn't for Tyron Jones, who was 5 for 5, 12 points, hit a three-pointer as well, too, from the corner. Also 2 free throws, made both free throws, and 6 rebounds. And then he threw up like crazy at halfway on the mid-court line right in front of everyone, and because he had altitude sickness. And I had that, too, so I know how awful that is. But he gave us that spark just to give us enough to get the lead in the first half. And then the second half, because I felt in the first half we were being baited to shoot a bunch of threes without getting any paint touches. Paloma, we are a paint touching type of team. And so second half we were much better. The ball moved, scored 57 in the second half. Our points per possession in the second half was 1.73, which is so elite. It's like you're talking like it's the NBA type of offense, and if you could do that in the second half. But overall we ended up with I think it was our 1.34, which is very elite as well, too. And we scored 91 points, 57 in the second half. We held Air Force to 0.97 points per possession. Our goal is to hold teams under a point per possession. We want to get in the 1.1s, 1.2, 1.3s, which we were at yesterday afternoon. And so it was a very good basketball win, 21 assists on 36 made field goals. You mentioned about Kamani in the second half. I thought Jacob and Emmanuel gave us good minutes at the 5 spot. Everybody contributed. Howie Fleming, as you mentioned, the triple-double. It was just a good win overall. We needed that going into this stretch. And, we've got to continue to build on that and give us some momentum going into this upcoming week.
Coach, we're talking so much about offense, but defensively, what do you want to see from your guys closing out the season?
You know what? I've been disappointed in our defense. Here's the bottom line. I sat there in the press conference. You and I talked about it. You look at all my numbers of all my teams that I've ever been a head coach of. We've been so good defensively. Now, we've played zone. Man, I've been known for changing a lot of defenses. Part of the issue is we had 13 new players, signed a brand new team, and because of the injuries of in and out and of everything, that we weren't as fortitude and as solid on the defensive end as I would have liked to be during the summer and the fall, and it's caught us up a little bit throughout the season because of the whole newness of the group. We've had to put in a new system offensively, a new system defensively. We've had to do different things and change things because of the injuries that we've had. We've had massive injuries that have not just been a game or two. It's been season long and weeks long. And so it's just been constantly trying to fill the different voids. We have to be better, Paloma. We have to be. I pride ourselves in defense because that's about toughness and grit. We've got to be better defensively. And if we want to win any of these next 4 games and make a run in the Mountain West Conference tournament, yes, we've got to be great offensively, which we are. We're like the Runnin Rebels. We are the Runnin Rebels right now. The way we're moving the ball, sharing the ball, it's not be given a headache. It's not being massaged. The thing's moving. We're cutting, player movement, ball movement, and we're playing it with great tempo and pace and playing at a high clip. But our defense has to be better. We've got to hang our hat on defense. Defense travels when you're struggling scoring. You've got to find other ways to win, and the other ways to do that is through defense and offensive rebounding. Those 2 areas. We got to get it done on the defensive end. Hopefully, that second half we are much better against Air Force, and that can give us some momentum going into this week.
All right, we're just getting started on the RebZone.
Just getting started. Can you believe that?
Another cup of coffee, please, James. Hardest working woman in America.
She's
Lindy
awesome
LaRock.
too. I mean, they just win and win and win.
She's doing
Put her in the Hall of Fame already. What are we waiting for?
Look at her cute
Give
son.
her a statue at UNLV for crying out loud.
I agree, Coach. We're talking more UNLV hoops with the Lady Rebels coming up next. Plus, speaking of finishing the season strong, watch out for the Rams. They're hot right now on a 5-game win streak. We'll talk more with Coach Pastner about Wednesday night's loss to Colorado State.
And real quick, thank you for Henderson Haight for their sponsorship. We are so appreciative of that. So we can't do the show without the sponsorship. That's right. So I want to give it a shout out.
Literally steals the lines out of my mouth, which is great. He's a pro. But welcome back to the RebZone. Yes, thank you to our sponsors. And like we were saying, the regular season is wrapping up fast. And we have 4
time
regular
waits for
season
nobody.
games.
How precious life is. You can just see it, how time goes. Goodness gracious, you can see how the season is. It just goes like that. Time waits for nobody.
It's wrapping up fast, but we want to to mention Gibbs-Lawhorn, who's had the hot hand for UNLV, another big game against Colorado State. Back-to-back games of scoring over 30-plus points right now. How has he really shined down the stretch of the season for you guys?
I mean, you look at it, I mean, first of all, the scoring that he's doing right now is, he's shooting it at such an efficient rate. Yesterday afternoon, 7 for 10 with 21 points. He has on 21 shots versus Colorado State has 31 points. Am I right on, or maybe it was a 13 shot. I don't have it right. Let me tell you right here, just make sure I have the right. 11 for 21 up for 31, so another efficient game versus Colorado State. My thing with him and Colorado State, and I told him this, so it's nothing that I'm not sharing that I told him, and I told us in the postgame, like, he's got to be better for us defensively. I did not think he was good defensively. Yes, he scored, and he's scoring as well as any guard in the United States of America right now in college basketball. But for us to win at the level we need to win at, he's got to be great energy and a great defender and a great guard rebounder on the defensive end. And so that hurt us in this game versus Colorado State. Now, we had troubles guarding some of their actions. I was disappointed in our energy, Paloma. We had 3 straight wins. It looked like we had not practiced in some of their backdoor cuts, their split cut action, the thing when they're doing the chin cuts. We didn't have enough ball pressure at different times of the game. We didn't adhere to the scouting report and what we had just worked on for 2 straight days. It was very frustrating, and that's been an issue with us defensively. Is I talk about is defensive discipline. We haven't had that discipline. I'm a disciplined human being, and so when we're not, and I believe in defense. So what's hurt me personally is that we have not been as disciplined defensively as we needed to this year. And of course, I don't blame that on anyone. I put that on myself. Obviously, that is an area that I have to do a better job, and that's been a staple of our programs of every team I've ever coached. And we just haven't, there's many reasons why I think we're to that point, but in the end, it falls on my shoulders, and we have to be better defensively. And we didn't adhere to the game plan versus Colorado State, and our energy wasn't there. Yeah. Just like in life, basketball's all about energy. And basketball's all about heart, the guts inside, your inner fortitude, your mindset. It's not a skill thing, and we've got to be better in that area. And Dre needs to lead us in that area and be the charge for us on that area, including with his scoring as well too.
We've heard over and over again this season, he's really good offensively. We got to bring it defensively as well. So the Runnin Rebels.
Well, and he's capable of it, and he's got to defend without fouling. So that doesn't mean being aggressive and fouling. It means being aggressive defensively, leading the charge for us defensively, setting the tone, but doing it without fouling. We need him and guys like Kamani Hamilton to stay in the game, be high-level defenders, but make sure they do it without fouling. I'm
thinking of the Fresno State game, some bad memories. Don't want to bring that up again. Well, switching over to the Lady Rebels, 16 years were honored on Saturday in UNLV's rivalry matchup against the Wolfpack. After falling to San Diego State on the road this week, the Lady Rebels jumped back in the win column, dominating UNR 81-64. 5 players finished in double digits for UNLV, led by Meadow Rowland with 22 points. That's 20-plus points for her over the last 4 games. Her head coach, Lindy LaRocque, is right here on the RebZone joining us about locking in on the final 3 regular season games of the year.
Yeah, well, this was close. This game was closer than maybe what the score finished, and from here on out, regardless of who you're playing and their record, their conference record, who's injured, who's not, all of that stuff, all of these games are going to feel gritty at the end. And to be able to find a way to win is going to be important, even if one person, the collective group, may not be playing their best. What matters is finding a way to win the game. So, I think that's what we want to try to take from this game, and we want to carry that forward, because the next game will present maybe a similar challenge, a different challenge, but we got to have the confidence that we know how to find a way to win.
The fun continues on the RebZone. We're going one-on-one with UNLV legend Justin Hawkins to hear how he's coaching up the next generation of Rebels to follow his footsteps and leave a historic legacy behind at UNLV. More RebZone with Coach Pastner after the break.
You're watching the RebZone Sports Show on Fox 5, sponsored by Hennessy Haight. Help is here.
Runnin Rebel legend Justin Hawkins joining us on the RebZone. It's about time we got you on the show. Really excited, your guys energized, coming off a big overtime road win at Boise State. We talked a little bit off camera, but really dive into that win. How huge was that for your team?
It was a huge win. I mean, the guys, they battled back. I mean, being down 32-9, no one wants to be in that type of hole, but the guys, you know, they just really battled back together. They looked at each other like, this isn't who we are. This is, you know, Runnin Rebel basketball. And they just knew it, you know, one play at a time, one stop at a time, and Coach made a lot of adjustments throughout the game that helped us get back into it late.
Let's talk about Dre, just his performance. He is so special. What can you say about his progress this year?
He's a winner. He's a winner. He's a dog. And he never gets too high, never gets too low. And, I mean, he's the type of kid that no matter who we're playing against, he's going to bring his A game. Whether he's making shots or missing shots, you know you're going to get, you know, energy from Dre. You know you're going to get that type of leadership out of him where, you know, when he's on, everyone else is going to follow.
Want to talk a little bit about Coach Pastner. His energy, he's so much fun on this show, but being in this building with him every day, how much have you grown this year with him?
I've grown a lot. I mean, he's put things on my plate that I had to own. And for him to do that, you know, not working with him ever, just, you know, in passing, knowing who he is and that trust that he's given me, I mean, that's helped me grow a lot. That's helped me, you know, pour more into players, pour more into my scouting reports, you know, things like that to where, you know, when I step onto the court, it's like he's looking at me to make adjustments. He's looking at me like, all right, what should we do, you know, in this situation or that situation? And I think with that, you know, with that confidence that he instills in me, it's great.
What does it feel like to be back here in Las Vegas?
It's surreal. Honestly, it's very surreal. I mean, I've told my family, I've told my friends, I've told my mentors, it's like, I remember walking here on campus, you know, as a freshman. You know, my mom, my dad, my family dropped me off and just walking around campus, seeing all the buildings still being here, you know, being here in Mendenhall. Honestly, it's surreal. It's a dream come true, you know, it's a blessing.
It's a blessing to have you here. I know these guys are really blessed to have you here, but your career so far in basketball, just how much joy have you had working with student athletes?
Oh, I love it. I love it. I mean, it keeps me young. Yeah. You know, even though I get older, it keeps me young. They keep me, you know, they keep me on my toes, to say the least. You know, just being able to pour back into them all the life lessons I've learned over my career and my playing days as well. It's like, even though I'm older than them, I still remember what it is, you know, getting up early in the morning, going to weights, you know, going to class, coming to practice, all these road trips. Like, I remember going into these buildings, playing against these teams and things like that. Just playing hard and playing for each other. I mean, the ball's going to bounce the way it bounces, and I think if we do what we're supposed to do on the court, you know, they should bounce in our favor.
You're watching the RebZone Sports Show on Fox 5. Sponsored by Hennessy Haight. Help is here.
All right, I told Coach we're bringing in a hoop next week so we
Let's
can talk about rebounding.
I want to talk about rebounding
Hopefully
next week.
not break anything, but we'll be there. Yeah, 2 big games this week against GCU and UNR. What 40-minute fight do you want to see from you guys?
Yeah, no, look. Wednesday night we're at GCU. We know they're coming off of a loss versus Wyoming yesterday, so we know. And this is a big game because right now we're all fighting to try to get to that top 4 position, so you get that bye in the Mountain West Conference tournament. So it's everyone's beating each other up in the league. Obviously, we've been pretty good on the road. We know we're going to get GCU's best shot coming off of a loss. We know we did a nice job against them last time at home. We played well, won the game. And we didn't have Howie or Tyron in that game either, you know, so other guys really stepped up and played great for us. I thought our 5 men in that game between Jacob and Emmanuel really set the tone for us, and it was a great win. We had that lead late again, and then we almost lost it at the end, but we found a way to hold on and get the win. Isaac Williamson made 2 huge free throws down the stretch, and we were able to win the game. It was a big win for us, an important win, and we know their home court crowd is going to be, you know, at a high level there, so we'll have to be ready for that. And then Saturday we're playing Reno, 7 o'clock tip. We got to have a great crowd for that. We need everyone there. We know our school's doing a lot of different things for promotions to get a lot of students there as well too. We were not great in the first time we played, and we started off very poor. We're a different team now. We didn't have Tyron then. There were some things defensively, again, going back to the defensive stuff we just weren't good at. We scored, but just, you know, they scored 80-something against us. We scored, you know, it just wasn't good enough for us defensively. So I'm looking forward to that game. Can we be better defensively against a good UNR team?
Two hot teams in the Mountain West. UNR just knocked off Utah State at home last night. So we got some good Mountain West hoops on tap. Well, thanks so much, Coach.
Are you going to be at both games? That's all that matters.
I'm going to be at both games.
As long as she's there, that's all that matters. Here we go.
So much fun. Always a fun time on the road.
Go Rebels!
We can get those gas station snacks.
We got him yesterday as well, too.
There
you
is.
go.
We love to have a camera in your face at all times.
We were there. That was the one after Boise State.
Yeah,
we got one yesterday after Air Force as well, too.
Thanks so much for watching the Red Zone. We'll see you next Sunday at 10:30.